Hi, everybody. Hey, I wanted to go over where all the work's posted, especially if unfortunately, if you might be quarantined or sick. If you're ever any of those things, we still got to keep up with the work and where to find the work and how to keep up if you are quarantined for 14 days. First off, I'm, we're sorry to hear that if that ever happens to you and we understand and all that your health is most important, but at some point you're going to want to eventually get these done. So here's what I have. So this is under Schoology, and for Schoology we click on what week we're in. So this is week 3. If we were ever to go to remote learning, this is what your child would do. Then you click on week 3 assignments. And then what I have here is I have the plan all this week. So this is what we did on Monday, the 1-3 lesson and the book pages. And then I took a picture of the board for answers for the class dojo. And then notice here it says last chance deadline. So that means 1-1 practice and problem solving and 1-1 lesson quiz. That's your last chance. At this point, students have had a week and a half, if not longer, to get these done. So they should be done by now. I'm going to put them in progress book here right after I finish this Screencastify. And most everyone has it done. And then Tuesday, so let's say if you were quarantined, these are some lessons, some video lessons, and then complete page 23 in your math book. Usually we do a lesson and then half the book pages, and then the next day another half of the book pages. So that way you're getting the written work as well. And then we go into the online component, the second half of class. So students should be keeping up with their EnVision to-do list. I'd say every day. I'd say if you set a routine to do 20 minutes a night, you're not going to have any issues. I'm not going to make that mandatory because we try to get a lot of it done in class. And there are some optional ones, but I recommend doing the optional ones. Like when my son gets up into 6th grade, it's not a choice. You're going to do it. You're going to do them all. I am assigning them for a reason. I'll get to that in just a sec. So Wednesday, you can see here, we have 1-2 practice and problem solving and 1-2 lesson quiz. So last chance to get those done. They've had a week and a half to do it. So now it's time to buckle down and make sure those are done. And most students have it done. And so on and so forth. So you can see I've got the whole week here. If unfortunately, if you were to be quarantined, or if we were to go to remote school, or if you are sick, everything is here. Now the students can even access the lessons. Okay, so now I'm in Pearson Realize, and your students know how to get there. And let me show you a little bit about Pearson Realize. So, what is this? What assignments are mandatory that go in the grade book? What assignments are optional? So if you see this is a prerequisite optional. So I like that everyone did it. Very good. Very good. It's good to stay in that habit. I'm assigning it for a reason because it's going to help with content, future content that we're going to do. For example, I assigned some on improper fractions to mixed numbers and mixed numbers to improper fractions. Well, when we multiply fractions, you're going to do a lot of that. Actually, I'll spin around and you can see the board up there. We're starting to do that right now. So the students that did these practices are just going to be that much more solid on the content than the students that didn't. So I highly recommend doing the practices. They are optional because I don't like any more than 20 minutes a night of homework. I don't want to go more than 20 minutes. If your child's working more than 20 minutes, I don't want that. Your family time is important as well. Plus, we're getting a lot done in class. But at some point, maybe if you want to get your student up to the next level and you want to build a very strong foundation, this content's here to help do that. If you want to establish a 20-minute from Monday through Thursday a night routine, which I think is the best thing to do. This is a readiness test. This is a pretest. This is not for a grade. This is not for a grade. These are practices. So these are all optional and recommended. Students can get done with these in about 5 minutes, maybe longer, maybe shorter. This is not a grade either. So you can see I have a lot of additional. So here's what is a grade. 1-1 practice and problem solving. This is a grade, and this is the main core lesson and assignment that we do. You do this 1-1 practice and problem solving, that is a grade. Now let's say you've done it and you need more help, you need more practice problems. Well, back when I was a kid, my mom used to make me additional practice problems because I would just need extra practice. Well, that's where this comes in. You can do this optional assignment and get extra practice. It's not mandatory, but you can do it, and it helps you study because after every lesson, there is a quiz. Let me show you that quiz. Here's the quiz. You can see we averaged an 86% on the quiz. That's pretty good. And let's say you bomb the quiz. It is possible. There's only five or 6 or 7 questions on a quiz, or 4. So if you miss one and there's 4 questions and you miss one, you're at a 75%. Well, at no risk to you, you can take a retake, and I take the higher grade. So maybe this quiz, your child did poorly on it. What I would recommend doing is now at home with them, study this, maybe do this together. A lot of parents do this together with their kids. You don't have to, though, do that. They can just do it at school. Do this, make sure you understand the content, and then you get a second chance. I take the higher grade of the quiz. I think that's very, very fair. So that hopefully that explains this. Oh, by the way, all these practice and problem solvings, I've done them all, and I have them on my YouTube channel, and links for that are right here. So all of these, so let's say we're on 1-1. Here it is, and I'm going over all of it, and I'll just skip ahead. I give tips, hints, tricks, a whole bunch of great tips and feedback on how to do it. It's like having a personal private tutor for your child there. And those are all listed right here. And that is great in case you have to get quarantined. The parents last year absolutely said they loved it. We had no issues in remote schooling because I just really, I think, went above and beyond to make sure students were getting things with all the videos and all that. If a student's putting forth the effort and doing what I'm recommending, there's not going to be an issue. Now, what if you miss school and you need the lesson? Well, this is coming. You see how we have these shields here? Sometimes it's hard to see the board. And these are the exact same lessons that I'm doing in class. So students can click on these lessons and do this lesson from home, and you follow along right in your book, just like they would do in class. And if we ever were to go to remote school, this is what you would do right here. All right, let's keep going, see if I can help answer any other questions. All right, so pop quiz. This one, is this mandatory or optional? Yep, this is optional. This students don't have to do. It's just recommended. I recommend it. I'm assigning it, getting students ready because I know what's coming up. And this is all prerequisite, like 5th grade type content that's getting students ready for what's coming up. So it's not so intense when you finally get to it. For example, this one here is multiplying fractions, but it's a little easier than the hardcore lesson that we just taught over multiplying fractions. So, these 8 students that did this are just going to be that much more prepared. So, and then we get to 1-4. No one's gone over that yet, but you can see students can work ahead. All right, so here's 1-2 practice and problem solving. This is due Wednesday, okay? And this is long division, not the funnest math content, but it's a daunting process. You can see on the board there, I've been helping students on the long division as we've been going through. It can be tough, especially you got to stay real neat and organized in your notebook. I tell students in their notebook, start on the upper left, start on the upper left, and space everything out and get it real neat. Because sometimes students will just go right in the middle and just start writing. I'm like, no, we want to keep your notebook organized and neat. So help me with that at home, please. I have a video where I go over all of this. Your student can get the assignment done and watch the video. It's just like having me sitting right next to them, helping them with their work. Because it looks like we need 18 more students to get this done by Wednesday. You have all of Wednesday night. You have all day in class, and you have Wednesday night to get it. And then Thursday morning, I put it in the grade book. So I wanted to make sure I get this out to you so you understand. I think some parents could look at this and be like, oh my gosh, there's so many different assignments and some are overdue. And what do I have to do? What do I not? So is this video helping? I really hope this video is helping you right now. This is optional. This is optional. This, let's say your child took the test, the quiz, and bombed it. Well, I say if a student's willing to put in extra work, give them another chance. So they can do this or do this before the main test and then retake the test, retake the quiz, and I'll take the higher grade. Okay. So it looks like 5 students took this. Now you don't want to take the quiz. Now I had some students just right before I was recording this. They're taking this quiz before they did the practice and problem solving. I'm telling them not to do that. You want to get this done first before you take the quiz because that has all the practice. I actually get a lot of the problems from here and the other one that I just put a lot of the same problems right in the quiz. So you want to do those first before you take the quiz. That's important. That's an important tidbit. You can see students can work ahead. Students always have something to do. And we just taught 1-3. Notice 1-3 is due 9/18, and I'll even give before I do that last chance deadline. You'll see the last chance deadlines on Class Dojo or here. I even give like an extra week out, so students would have like over a week to get. Once I teach the lesson, which I recently just taught this lesson. They'll get over a week to get it done. Even if it goes overdue here, I'll have a last chance deadline and they can do it before I put it in progress. Once it's in progress book, I mean, with exceptions, I'm not going to change the grade. You want to get it done before I put it in progress book, with exceptions. I'm probably too flexible and understanding with all that. I mean, especially if you've been sick or you'd have to quarantine. So I hope just in case, I mean, you get that call that you have to quarantine for 14 days, which, that would be, I mean, how do you go to work? It's just now at least, hopefully this can ease your concerns that everything's up here. And this is what we would do if we were to go to remote school at some point. And honestly, things are going really well. Like, knock on wood. The students are fantastic. We have no discipline issues, no problems whatsoever. Everyone's really trying and giving their best. I mean, your kids are just a delight and hugely respectful. I'm just very appreciative. It stinks that we have to wear the masks and we have to have these shields. But we're finding, which I almost think the shield is like a bubble. Like they're in their own personal bubble and it keeps the class perfectly disciplined, I'm not having to be like, okay, guys, let's get our work done, So anyway, hope this helped you. I'm always available for questions or whatever. I'm trying my best here. So thanks for being patient and I will see you next time. Bye guys.